Sorry about that. The video was reaching its limit, and then also an error came up. So now I've solved the error. I'll just rerun the trigger. It was simply I forgot to take the test field out from ID client, so it was present right here. And now that I've taken it out, I'll rerun the trigger. Within here, drop trigger exists, update license data, yes. Okay, so trigger is created, and then now if we go back to the query that we pasted before, so paste that again, it should, before I press enter, it should still update the client table. So if we refresh this, it should update this field to full and test to 1. And if we hit enter, okay, query OK, one row affected, and then now we look back. So right now if we refresh, these two values should change. Yes. And because the client passed the test, so license status becomes full and increments the number of tests up to 1. This makes it easier to perform the queries requested later. So, yep, that's all the queries. All the triggers rather. And then now I'll show the the queries. I've created my web page like this. So then you can see the first query, names and telephone numbers of the managers of each office. So I've created 5 offices, and each office is assigned a manager. That's query 1. So the second query is the name of all female instructors based in the selected office. I've selected the Wellingborough Driving School. So there are 2 female instructors present in the Wellingborough Driving School. And then the total number of staffs at each office. This shows each office. I've grouped them by order. So group them by branch name, so it goes down in order, so D, K, N, R, W, and then also shows the number of staff, so 4, 2, 3, 2, 3. And then if we look at the 4th query, the table of appointments for a given instructor next week. So timetable of appointments for a given instructor next week. The ID I chose, the instructor I chose has an ID of number 2, and then this is the timetable for the instructor next week. And query number 4 is done, so query number 5, the details of interviews conducted by a given instructor. I also chose the same instructor again, and then these are the interviews and the information. So query number 6, the name and telephone number of the staff or staffs who are instructors and over 55. So here we have 4 employees, 4 instructors who are over the age of 55. And then query 7, the registration of cars that have had no faults found. So within inspection, as explained, if a car fails an inspection, then the faults will be noted, but if there are no faults, the faults listed as none, which allows for me to query that. And then query number 8, the name of clients who passed the driving test in a particular month. Names of clients who passed the driving test in a particular month. I think I queried the month January, so this month. But we just double check, so names of client, yes, so the queried month is between the 1st of January and the end of January. And if we look at query number 9, names of clients who have sat the driving test more than 3 times and have still not passed. So these 3 clients have sat the test more than 3 times and still not passed. These values essentially come from when they take the test and have failed 3 times. So the trigger sets these automatically, and then the query can generate the clients that have failed 3 times or more. And then finally, the average number of miles driven during a 1-hour lesson. So I have the ERD where the client lesson passes the mileage used into car, and then the mileage within the car is basically a track of the accumulated mileage, like the total mileage overall. And since per client lesson is defined as a 1 hour lesson, then simply the calculation would be select the average of the mileage. So it comes out to 24.2 miles per 1 hour lesson. And then now if we take a look at the CRUD, so I have the login, which is also printed down here, so you can just copy and paste. And that logs into the admin section. This is the read section, so a table which updates automatically when anything changes. The new record would be added as the next row, or if a record is deleted, then the record will just automatically just get removed. So if we look at the create new, I chose Office for the CRUD operation. So create a new office or update existing office details specifies that you only select the ID to edit, because the ID of office has been set to auto increment. So if you just fill in the required fields but not the ID field, a new office can be inserted that way. So if we just fill this in, Corby LDC Driving School with code CC001, just say Pink Street, and then city is Corby, postcode is CC64, and then we just do this telephone number, but change the ending to. So if we now submit this, and refresh the page, we should see that a new record will be added underneath Rugby LDC Driving School. So if we hit submit and then refresh the page, a new record is inserted. And now to edit, we'll just take the one we just inserted to edit. So we can select the ID number 10, which refers back to this ID for this office record. So if we select this ID and change the name to changed, the code to CC002, and then street as just street, we can leave the city as the same, and then we can also leave postcode as the same, and then telephone number can be also the same. So now that we selected the ID, we specify the record that we want to update. So hitting submit will update it after we refresh the page. So hit submit and then refresh the page. You'll see that the record has been changed to 02 street. These have been left the same. Well, Corby's have been left the same, and then the final two were also left the same. And then finally, to delete, I have it so that you just delete by the name. So essentially, you want to delete the changed record. So if we select the changed record and select delete, hit refresh, the record disappears. And that's the end of my video demonstration. Thank you.